review this game. So white play e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and white play bishop c4. The game started with Italian opening, h6. Okay, so well, I don't think h6 is one of the book moves. So the most common move is either bishop c5 or knight f6. So knight h6 is a little bit passive and slowing down the piece development, and I can tell the purpose of this move to defending g5, but I would say it's not very urgent to stop knight reaching g5 because we have a queen protecting g5. So yeah, so in this case, white can play d4, for example, to punish the slow development of black. And in this game, white play castle to make the game safe. It's also good, but I would recommend white opening up the center as soon as possible because black has a king still in the center. Knight f6 and d3. Yeah, I would consider d4 instead. As I said, when your opponent move the king slowly to the king side or the queen side, it's better open up the center files as soon as possible in most of cases. So d3, bishop c5, knight c3, castling, and h3. And I don't think h3 is necessary at this moment because black hasn't played like d6, so light square bishop cannot reach g4 in the next move. So I will move bishop to e3 to exchange with the dark square bishop because the c5 bishop is really powerful. So d6, b3, and okay, so I will anticipate white moving the bishop to b2, but even though bishop reached b2, it's facing the pawn chain from black. I was still thinking about like bishop e3 to trade the c5 bishop. Bishop e6, yeah, I like what black did to exchange with the light square bishop. And after the trade, even though black has double pawn, black opened up the semi-open file. The rook and the bishop can collaborate, and also the f pawn reach closer to the center, defending d5, for example. Yeah, I mean double pawn are not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on the general position. Queen e2, knight g5. Black is offering a knight exchange, and also this is a way to open up the f file. This is how I anticipate, and I think that's a good move. Exchange, queen g4. White is offering trading the queen. Queen d2. Yeah, I think that's wise to avoid trading the queen because the black queen can be more active than its like opponent. And as we see, the three pieces target at f2, and the black queen can take c2. If c2 is captured, d3 become weaker. So queen d2 is a good move. White play queen d1. So, well, maybe queen e2 is a better position to trade queen because at the same time it can defend f2. And queen d1, I think black can play like either bishop f2 or rook f2. And this is super annoying because the discovery attack is very soon happening, and also the rook and the queen are controlling second rank. A huge threat to these two pawns, for example. And trade the queen, and there's discover attack, and black win another pawn, and also attack the bishop. Rook to e1. So I think now black is way better than its opponent. Knight e2, knight f4, attack the g2. Well, I will consider after knight e2, king h2, I would consider like save the c5 bishop because this is a really good bishop. I move bishop to e3 and later maybe to f4 to check the king because the knight at a4 is useless if it cannot trade the bishop. So I will move the bishop to e3 instead of moving the knight f2. Take. Well, I think now black make a mistake because if white take the pawn, the knight is on threat and the rook will become like hanging. So even though black win the pawn, there is a problem with this like knight and the rook. So rook takes f4. Yeah, I would take the pawn instead. Because rook f4, black can play rook b2. Yeah, that's a good move. And black can save the pieces. That's a very good defense. And b6. So now black have up 3 pawns. It's a huge advantage at the end game. And let's see how black convert the advantage to winning. So I will play h5, for example, to connect the 2 pawns. But yeah, black can do that later. That's quite good. And once black have this connected passed pawn, I don't think white can defend that. f3, and king h3, yes, g2. Well, I was thinking maybe move the rook to the king side to make it easier. Yeah, rook h1, that's good. And then g1 is unstoppable. Yeah, that's a mate. Yeah, awesome.